In this episode, I am going to give you reasons why you should throw away all of your dietary supplements, and I'm also going to give you advice on what to replace your dietary supplements with. You know, one of the most important things about good problems to have is that we approach happiness from a diet, exercise, and mindset perspective. And that's why in this video, we're just discussing diet and these dietary supplements. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent anything. And the Food and Drug Administration forces dietary supplements to put this disclaimer on the label that whatever we're giving you, A, the claims we're making have not been evaluated by the FDA, more specifically the health claims that we're making, right? And I'm here to tell you that all of them are bullshit. All of them are just complete rip-off. Dietary supplements is not a sustainable diet routine for 95 years, for 100 years. It's not sustainable. What are you gonna do? You're gonna walk over to GNC every month for the rest of your life? That they actually are worse for you than some of the organic foods that you can eat, like a banana or a spoonful of honey. And make sure to share GPH with your friends and family who are getting tricked into buying dietary supplements, who are having problems with, getting into shape. And it's a complete just smoke and mirrors when it comes to your health and your diet and your happiness. Welcome to another episode of Good Problems to Have. I'm your host, David Nima. I am a life coach and marriage coach. I'm also the author of the book, Good Problems to Have, The Anatomy of Contemporary Happiness. In this episode, I am going to give you reasons why you should throw away all of your dietary supplements, and I'm also going to give you advice on what to replace your dietary supplements with. You know, one of the most important things about good problems to have is that we approach happiness from a diet, exercise, and mindset perspective. And that's why in this video, we're just discussing diet and these dietary supplements that are being sold in the marketplace. And what really pisses me off and what concerns me and why I'm creating this video is that the consumers are tricked into thinking that dietary supplements have some kind of health benefit when they legally cannot make that claim. And the reason for that is that because it's not true, right? So that really upsets me, and that's why I'm kind of creating this video to help you understand that the health claims that are made by dietary supplements legally are not true. Legally cannot be said to be true by the manufacturer. So whatever claims they're making, they have to provide a disclaimer, okay? And frankly, I have problems with the claims that they make, and if you look closely to the wording of the claims on their marketing and on their packaging, they're very kind of carefully worded, using the consultation of an advertising attorney, something I have experience in. They're very carefully worded to kind of skirt around making specific claims. Specific health claims, but nevertheless they do make some strong claims on the marketing materials as well as on the label on the product. And but then the FDA requires them to have a disclaimer that says basically all these claims are bogus. So be mindful of essentially the dietary supplement industry and how much money it is pulling from Americans. And essentially not lying to them by making them rely falsely on these health claims when they're essentially bogus. First off, let's talk about what dietary supplements are. Now, dietary supplements, if you're familiar, are essentially pills, powders. They could be kind of liquids, different types of products on the marketplace that are basically in this purgatory area between just ordinary foods and a drug. So dietary supplements are not a drug, okay? A drug legally means, according to the Food and Drug Administration in the United States, a drug legally means a product that is designed and claims to cure a disease, okay? So to cure some kind of illness that you may be suffering from. Dietary supplements are not drugs. They are specifically prohibited from labeling themselves as drugs, and they are specifically prohibited from claiming that they can kind of cure anything in your body. Okay? They're just basically nothing. I mean, you know, they're just, you can call them pills. They have no meaning, essentially. And why I'm creating this video is that they actually are worse for you than some of the organic foods that you can eat, like a banana or a spoonful of honey, rather than taking these dietary supplements. Now, if you look at any dietary supplement product, and you probably have some in your home, if you go look at the fine print on the label, there has to be a disclaimer on there. The label says, the claims made by this product have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration, by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Okay, they have to legally put that on the label, right? Now, of course, and that's a legal requirement, and I think you should believe them when they have this obligatory requirement that they have to put on the label. They don't want to put this on the label, but the Food and Drug Administration forces dietary supplements to put this disclaimer on the label that whatever we're giving you, the claims we're making have not been evaluated by the FDA. More specifically, the health claims that we're making, right? They're making health claims when they're selling you dietary supplements, right? And they're saying that they have not been evaluated by the FDA. And secondly, this product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent anything, any disease, right? So right there and there, they're telling you that this is a BS product, okay? So I think that's worth noting when you're going to spend your money on dietary supplements. I did some quick research, and it shows that, I guess, Americans spend more than $35 billion a year on dietary supplements. Somewhere between half to 3/4 of Americans are taking dietary supplements. Somewhere between 75% of US households have dietary supplements in their home, okay? And I'm here to tell you that all of them are bullshit. All of them are just complete ripoff when it comes to, helping you living a healthier lifestyle. Now, another part of the dietary supplement critique that I have here is that buying and using dietary supplements is not a sustainable diet routine for 95 years, for 100 years. It's not sustainable. What are you gonna do? You're gonna walk over to GNC every month for the rest of your life and re-up on your dietary supplements? It's not a 10, 15, 30 year, 50 year, dietary action plan. It can't be. You can't be reliant on the price of these supplements and the manufacturer. I mean, what if they change hands and it goes to a new manufacturer and there's a new recipe being used and a new formula being used? And is that going to be, correct for you? When you eat a piece of apple, when you have a banana, you know what you're getting every time, right? Assuming it's not genetically modified, you know what you're getting every time you're having a banana, pretty much worldwide, right? There's some variance there, right? But there's not as much variance as these kind of these multi-nutritional, multivitamin, supplements that are being in the marketplace. I mean, what the hell does that mean? That means something different from manufacturer to manufacturer. So it's complete, ripoff, and it's a complete just smoke and mirrors when it comes to your health and your diet and your happiness. Okay. Now, another great example of why dietary supplements are just completely bogus. I remember this conversation I was having with someone, and she was telling me, she goes, "Hey, you really got to try this dietary supplement. It's like eating 50 garlic cloves at once." Okay. And then I respond and say, "Why don't you just have 50 garlic cloves?" And then she says, "Are you kidding? If you had 50 garlic cloves, it would kill you," right? And then my response is, well, then it's not like taking 50 garlic cloves, right? According to what you're saying to me right now, and the fact that you're alive right now and you've taken this dietary supplement, assuming 50 garlic cloves actually would kill you, this pill cannot be 50 garlic cloves, right? Because you're still alive. So this is the kind of bogus, marketing that is being fed to the consumers, and it's meaningless, as you can see, 50 garlic cloves. Okay, so be on the lookout for any kind of nutritionist that's giving you suggestions like, that has the word extract in it, and just like any term that you don't understand, like magnesium, potassium. I mean, what are these things, and why would you want? If you want potassium, find a potassium-rich whole fruit, like a banana. Okay, so and you don't need to go and buy potassium extract. Right? If you're looking for fish oil and all the benefits that fish oil has in our diet, have some sardines. You don't need to go and pay probably, 10, 15 times the price for fish oil extract that's been processed and is not really providing you the true benefits than a can of sardines would. Okay, so these are the kind of mindset shifts that you want to make in connection with your diet and what you're spending your money on. I mean, you're going to save so much money by buying canned sardines versus sardine extracts, right? And this is kind of, and another thing here is that, when it comes to supplements, one of the most, important supplements, I guess if you're going to call it that I have in my diet is honey. I eat honey by the spoonful. And that helps my regulation. It helps a lot of things in my body that I probably don't know enough to explain it to you in a technical sense. But I know that honey is the baseline supplement that almost every person should have. And if your nutritionist, if your dietitian is not recommending honey to you, I think that should be a red flag. And if they're telling you to go have these powdered extracts, right, and all these kind of, supplements, processed supplements, but they're not telling you to have honey, I would certainly consider firing my nutritionist. At least ask them why, right? Honey is one of the best things that you can have for you, and it's just not, the sugar in it is good for the body. It's natural sugar, and do your own research on the benefits of honey, but it cannot miss when it cannot fail when it comes to kind of supplementing your diet, so to speak, right? And certainly what you don't want to do is go and buy honey extract, for example, and pay 20 times the price for a far, far more inferior product. So that's a little bit about dietary supplements and how they are completely bogus in terms of the health claims they make. There is a lot of money and a lot of households that have dietary supplements. They're getting duped into buying dietary supplements, thinking that these supplements can help them be healthier, even though legally they can't even make that claim. And the best practices that I discuss under the diet chapter in Good Problems to Have, which is to stick to foods, including supplements, that were around 500 years ago, that were around 5,000 years ago. Things like honey, lentil, fruit, and some of the other foods that I discuss, fish oil, for example, that I discuss in Good Problems to Have. And just stay away from this dietary supplement industry. We're looking at close to a $40 billion a year industry that Americans are spending their money on. 3/4 of the households have some type of dietary supplement in their home. And it's just really upsets me because so many people are getting tricked into this supplement industry instead of eating natural whole fruits, including supplements that were around 500 or 5,000 years ago. Thank you for watching. This is Good Problems to Have with your host, David Nima. Make sure to get a copy of the book, Good Problems to Have, The Anatomy of Contemporary Happiness, available now on Amazon. And follow us on GPH Lifestyle on Instagram and YouTube. And make sure to share GPH with your friends and family who are getting tricked into buying dietary supplements or having problems with, getting into shape and getting ripped off by the training industry, the nutritionist industry, and are struggling to find true sources of happiness, in the wake of all this industry.